Well, hey there. It's day 22 of 84 Days of the Artist's Way. So today, I gotta be honest with you. Yesterday I filmed a video kind of talking about, very briefly, my response to what had happened in Orlando. And when I look back on it today, just like 24 hours later, I can kind of see how much I was really sort of in an emotional shock about it. I feel like when I watch that video now, there's just this very removed quality that does not feel the same today. And it really got me thinking a lot about the way that grief works. I was talking about this with a friend last night. Grief moves slower than things like social media and the mainstream media. We're at a time now where we get so much information and we get it so quickly, and we've become used to that, and we've become accustomed to that, and we've become hungry for it. And so when something like this happens, I feel like we are now trained, to be locked into all of our social media platforms and all of our news platforms to just keep consuming and just keep getting more information and more exposure. And of course, the media is only going to respond to where the demand is. So that if they know that you're going to click on their articles and their videos that are detailing really sad, gruesome stuff, really gruesome emotionally and physically, you know what I mean? And I just got to the point today where I was like, I need to turn away from this. I just can't be exposed to this anymore, I need a break. And I know this is such a 21st century, millennial, solution, but it was I need to take a break from Facebook. I need to just get off of this. I need to get back out into the real world. The thing about grief, the last time I really experienced really profound grief was I think 2009 when my grandfather died. And I took such an approach to it of both being in it emotionally and wanting to understand it intellectually. Literally Googling, what's normal? What's normal for grief? Is this normal? Is that normal? Are these feelings normal? Is that thought normal? And really what I came to and what I tell other people is that there's no one right way to grieve. And if it feels crazy, you're doing it right. You know what I mean? If it feels nuts, if it feels what the fuck is going on with me, if it feels like emotions coming out of left center, if it feels like reactions that just don't seem like you, that's grief. When my grandfather died, I remember thinking it really, death, and it was really the first significant death in my life since the family dog, which was very significant. Grief, I felt then, and I still feel now, it shows us the bookends of life. We're living this story and we're wrapped up in our own dramas, and I've been wrapped up in my own drama. And it's if I'm not going to be wrapped up in my own drama, then who the hell's drama am I going to be wrapped up in, right? There's no shame in that. But when something like this happens, when something this monumental happens, I think that it does take us out of our individual stories, and it brings us into this collective story. What I mean is recognizing that we're all in this together, And it's unfortunate that something this awful has to remind us of that, and has to remind us of that on such a primal level. That sentiment of kindness, that sentiment of human connection, that the importance of love, this will be a reminder, and that's okay. And that's okay, that this is just going to be a reminder, and that we as human beings forget. And hopefully something less tragic will remind us again that that's really all that matters. That's really all there really is. Everything else is fear. If it's not love, it's fear. So as much as this is a bittersweet time right now, the sweet part of it is that people really are remembering the importance of connection and kindness and love and community. And I think that's to be celebrated, I suppose, and that's to be appreciated right now in a time that doesn't feel very hopeful, in a time that does not feel very good, in a time that doesn't feel very loving. Even if this moment passes, and when it does, at least there was that moment. At least in response to this, we responded with love and not with hate. At least some of us. I think when it comes to grief, the best thing you can do is feel it and let it out and express it however it needs to be expressed. Grief passes, The one thing you can guarantee is change after something like this. I think it's also really the sense of okay, this is a day by day thing. And tomorrow will feel a little bit different, and the next day after that will feel a little bit different, and we will just continue to process this individually and as a country. Anyway, I think that's really all I can think to say today. To be honest, I'm not feeling very eloquent, obviously, but they all can't be Faulkner, right? Anyway, that's all. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Another day of 84 Days of the Artist's Way. Bye.